Disclaimer. I am an anime only. Please do not put a bunch of light novel spoilers in the comments of this video. One day, when the story is finished in the anime, I'll go and I'll buy and read all the light novels. But for right now, I want to experience it first through the anime, so please just don't put spoilers. I've done a great job at avoiding spoilers so far. There's only like one thing that I've been spoiled on, and I don't want to break that with you. Also, Quizly, yeah, little buddy, if you're watching this, don't, because you're still in Season 1, and I don't want you to get spoiled on anything, so you better close out this tab right now, or swipe it up on your phone, or whatever you're watching this on, little buddy, because I know you're watching Quizly, so you better put that damn phone away. ReZero Season 4 has finally decided to grace us with its presence, it would appear. And even though this episode was definitely more so just a setup episode than anything else, which, you know, it's first episode, so I would probably expect that, I still wasn't expecting it to just pick up right where Season 3 left off. I mean, not like right where, but like generally, it starts around just where we left off. And because of that, we're doing a quick recap, so everyone get ready. So back in Season 3, all of the Sin Archbishops showed up, like all of them, like literally every single one. Like I thought they were going to do like the whole introduce them one at a time thing. Nah, they just straight up all pulled up to the exact same spot. Like there has never been a more oh shit moment in history than when all of the Sin Archbishops pulled up to Priestella. And I mean, we suffered some heavy casualties, you know. Multiple civilians died, Cruce got cursed with the dragon's blood, and Subaru absorbed a little bit of it. Julius got forgotten by gluttony. He got by gluttony, unfortunately, so that's something that we're going to have to deal with now as well. And not just Julius, actually, also Julius's brother, Joshua. They were both forgotten along with tons of civilians, and many civilians were also turned by Capella, which are like the main things that are driving this new season. Obviously, along with Rem. But you know what? I'm gonna say it. Despite all of that bad stuff that happened during the fight, honestly, I think we actually got off kind of good. You know, I feel like this was kind of a draw. We suffered heavy casualties, but we also took out like one of their heaviest hitters in Regulus, as well as like mortally wounding one of the gluttonies. And we managed to capture Sirius thanks to Priscilla. I mean, I feel like, you know, Julius getting forgotten and Cruce getting cursed, I feel like that's a pretty good trade for killing Regulus Corneus, who is probably like the strongest member of the Witch's Call, and capturing Sirius. Alright, but anyways, recap over, so let's continue on to the story that we left off at. Jesus, man, that was back in 2024? Oh my god. So after the battle, it would appear that Subaru went around to everyone to try to see if anyone could remember Julius, which clearly nobody does. And after having a quick team meeting on what to do with the whole, you know, people turned into flies and people erased from existence by gluttony, it would appear that due to Anastasia's suggestion, they have decided to talk to Shala the Sage at the Pleiades Watchtower. Also, I have to say, as a guy who has been doing my ReZero homework before the newest season released, I immediately knew who this was. So, if I remember correctly, as Beatrice said, the Witch of Envy was sealed away by the power of a hero, a sage, and a dragon. Obviously, the dragon is the dragon of the Kingdom of Lagunica. I don't think we know who the hero was yet, but hey, at least we now know that Shala was the sage. And honestly, if everything that we've been hearing and seeing about Satella is true, then Jesus Christ, man, these three must have been like actually fucking cracked.
Ah, it's always the godforsaken squad!
But as they're on their way back to the mansion to get Rem, so that way they can hopefully bring her to the Pleiades Watchtower along with them, just in case the sage actually does know how to reverse the effects of gluttony. Before they can do that, they have to camp out for the night, and during that night, Anastasia walks up and starts talking to Subaru. And then Subaru asks her, "Who are you?" Because apparently Anastasia is not Anastasia. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't fully pick up on that in season 3. I mean, at the beginning of season 4, she was kind of acting and talking a little bit weird, but I clearly was not nearly as perceptive as Subaru. And so then Subaru asks her, "Who is she really?"
And what are you trying to do?
Echidna.
Red flag, reddest of red flags in red flag history. Someone stop this. Someone get him out of there. This is too much. Okay, now yeah, I am overreacting, but apparently it's not like the actual Echidna, and it's just another artificial spirit that Echidna probably made, if I were to guess, given the fact that she made Beatrice. So if this spirit is to be believed, and big emphasis on if, because, the last time we met someone named Echidna, they weren't the most trustworthy in the end, it would appear that Anna and this spirit kind of know each other, and they're the closest thing they have to family, and Anastasia willingly gave control of her body over to this spirit. Again, take that with a grain of salt, because we don't really know who this spirit really is. But the reason why this version of Anastasia, the reason why the spirit is trying to get to the sage is because she wants to figure out how to allow Anastasia back in control of her own body, because for some reason it would appear that they're not able to return to how things were before, even though they've apparently done this before. I don't know why that is, and it would appear neither does the spirit, because they're trying to ask the sage. Now, I'm not going to say too much about this situation, because, again, we don't really have too much information on it, so we can only really kind of make guesses at this point. But what I do want to talk about is, for just a brief second, is the people that apparently saw through this. Obviously, Subaru saw through it, because I feel like people really underestimate how perceptive and smart Subaru actually is. But then there's Al, who I'm also not surprised with, because if you want to know my quick little theory, I think that Al is just Subaru from the future, coming back in time, kind of similar to Archer from Fate. But honestly, what really shocked me was Priscilla, which, I mean, honestly, Priscilla is, kind of weird. At first she was just kind of...
I'm hot as shit, but I'm also a massive cunt.
But, honestly, it feels like the more and more we see of her, the more and more suspicious she becomes. Same with Al, too, but, I'm pretty sure he's,
After all, I am you, but stronger.
But let me stop talking about Al and Priscilla, because honestly that could probably just be a whole video in and of itself. And let's move on. Are you ready? Because we're talking about someone that I made a short about just a few days ago. Oh boy, I've been waiting to talk about this girl. So it would appear that we're bringing Meili because she has the ability to control mobbies, which honestly, that does make a lot more of sense than anything else I could have thought of. I don't know what I thought they were bringing her for. I guess, I don't know, she was the cannibalism option just in case things went wrong on the journey, but I guess it does make sense that that's why they're bringing her. So you know what, Meili, I officially retract my statement about you coming along with us. You know what, feel free to join, but you're not part of the crew. You're there, but you're not part of the team. You're only there, Meili, because we need you to be there. Nothing else and nothing more. I mean, there's not really too much else to talk about with the Meili scene, except for the fact that she was playing with dolls, and that was kind of cute how she got flustered. But also, there's the fact that at some point she talks about hiding from her mom, which is kind of weird. I don't really know what that's all about. I'm assuming that there's probably going to be some flashbacks throughout the season, because it seems like Meili and Subaru are surprisingly well acquainted, it seems. But don't forget, you will never be part of the team, Meili. I'm sorry. It's just not something that's ever going to happen. We then get another scene between Subaru and the comatose Rem, which will always tug at my heartstrings just personally. Jesus Christ, I love these two. They're the best, honestly. It's there are 5 things that we know for sure in the world, okay? And those 5 things are grass grows, birds fly, sun shines, ReZero is peak, and Subaru and Rem are the best couple ever made. Hopefully this whole Shaola the Sage thing doesn't turn out to be a bust, because jeez man, I just want these two to be happy. Also, can we really quickly talk about Ram saying, you know, you might really die this time? Oh, really? Really, man, I had no clue. And yeah, I know, she has no way of knowing how ironic that statement really is, but it's still just really funny looking at it from a outside point of view looking in on things. But really quickly, I just wanted to mention a few things before we wrap up what this analysis? I don't really know if I want to call this an analysis, more like just the first thoughts of a viewing. First off, something I didn't really mention is Subaru's conversation with Julius, where Julius talks about what hurts worse, being forgotten or forgetting, and then Subaru kind of gets a little bit mad, and the only thought inside my mind is like, wow dude, Subaru, your gluttony trauma is showing. I worry a bit about going to the Pleiades Watchtower if even Reinhardt couldn't make it there, and you know, he's like the goddamn walking cheat code of the world, so this is gonna be a tough journey, definitely. I love all these, like, I love how they put, like, the title of the episode at the very end on, like, their unique screens, and sometimes they change, and some of the letters are, I just really like these little end screens, not, like, end credits, but, like, little end screens, the titles of the episodes. Also, we had a special 2 end screens this time, because Garfield had his moment where he talked to his mother, even though she doesn't remember him still, which, for a second, I had a ray of hope in my eyes when he broke down and started crying, and she said, "I'm here, Mom's here." I guess she was just filling in the role. She didn't know the story, but she just picked up her part. But, you know, Garfield is basically just a shonen protagonist from what I've heard at this point, so yeah, it is nice to see him at least get a little bit of closure on that. And one more thing before I go, and that thing is like, god damn dude, do you see how they did Sirius? Like, damn man, that's Jesus. They really did her dirty. Like, yeah, I get that's like all part of the precaution, but like, man, they like, she is not going anywhere. Alright, well, video's done, but, you know, I just want to say a little bit of something extra real fast. You know, you don't have to watch this, because, you know, like, the actual ReZero part of the video is done. But really quickly, hey, I'm Jerion, and I plan on making a video on all the episodes of this season, so, you know, if you want to watch all of them, you should subscribe, you know? Also, these videos are just going to be like my first impressions or like my thoughts after watching the episode for the first time. So I might not get everything, I might miss some stuff when looking back on things, but, you know, that's part of the fun.